Hi, I'm Kami Apton,
And I'm Robert Reyes.
and today we want to bring attention to animal testing and animal cruelty through companies. Some companies you might use products every day, such as Vicks, MAC Makeup, Clorox, Lysol, Aveeno, Arm & Hammer, Tide, Windex, Clean and Clear, Pampers. It goes on and on. But what you may not understand, or what you may not know, is that these companies that we use these products every day do test on animals and kill animals, torture animals, and stuff like that. So what Robert and I are trying to do today is bring awareness to the topic, show an alternative, and what we can do as a society to maybe get these companies that we know and actually care about either to stop doing what they're doing by testing on animals, or in the end maybe just not using these companies at all and going with their competitors who we know don't test on animals.
Now, the first point we want to make is that animal testing is just plain cruel and inhumane. Now, a test done by one of the shampoo companies that we have, the Draize Eye Test, used by cosmetic companies to, what they did was evaluate irritation caused by shampoos and other products. So what this did was involve rabbits being incapacitated in stocks, and with their eyelids also held open and their lid by clips, sometimes for multiple days, so they cannot blink away the products that are being tested. But from some other examples that animals, where you see animals being tested on, where they're being force-fed, or they're forced to inhalate fumes and gases, where they're deprived from food and water, and have prolonged periods in physical constraints. Now, also, by the U.S. Department of Agriculture in 2010, they reported that 95,000 animals suffered pain during these experiments where they had no anesthesia. Now, about 4,000 or about 6,000 of them were those rabbits that we mentioned before. But in terms of what we could do to go and try to find a solution, what Kami was mentioning earlier was to go and buy alternative products or buying from alternative companies rather than the companies that are actually animal testing. And by doing that, it will help not make as much profit for all these companies that are animal testing, and help promote awareness also for these animals.
Yeah, so all in all, what our goal, as Robert and I have said, is that when we look at companies that I mentioned earlier, but when you have companies such as Bath & Body Works, Trader Joe's, Lush, The Body Shop, 365, which I know was sold in Whole Foods for a lot of different products, and companies, or Too Faced for makeup and cosmetics. Companies like that actually don't test on animals. And if we were to, instead of giving our money to companies that maintain the cruelty and keep testing on animals, but take our money, which is a huge amount for consumers, and put it towards companies that don't, instead of rewarding the people who do bad things, let's reward the companies that do things correctly and do things the more humane and right way. With that, obviously, in the end, everyone has their own choice. If you want, there's organizations like PETA that can help. If you don't want to be as hard as PETA is, I know PETA can be a little bit too intimidating and too much, but just doing simple things, again, just using competitor products that just don't promote animal testing is your best way to go. All right, thank you guys for listening.
Thanks, guys.